Okay, and of course, like we said, we understand that the president had to declare drought a national emergency, and of course, response was also needed just to make sure that then some of these families are somewhat, helped to try as much as possible and see that at least they have food on the table. I mean, it's just sad to also, because we see this over and over again, where, I mean, what we see on TV, the drought, the animals are actually dying because there's no pasture, there's no water for them. So, I mean, as at now, Sadia, what help, have, let's say, the residents received so far to just try and mitigate the situation?
Very minimal has been done. Why am I saying very minimal? Because it's almost every household that have lost their kettles. So when you select a few individuals and maybe M-Pesa them after 3 months, so you can imagine what is the situation, what kind of crisis we have. There are people who cannot afford to have a breakfast right now. There are people who cannot afford to take their children to school right now. There are people who cannot afford to do anything at their houses. And when I'm saying this, it's the reality on the ground. We have hundreds of men who are now just crying. I have seen someone who even hanged himself to death because when he lost over hundreds of cattle, he just hanged himself to death. So right now, I cannot say that much has been done to support the households because I have seen a situation whereby some well-wishers were trying to at least mitigate the situation just to donate some foodstuffs, but that is not enough. I think in Tana River, what we really need is a drought mitigation strategy, and I would really appreciate, I know Plan International is now in Tana River, and they will do a lot. We need drought mitigation strategy, not just emergency response. Yes, the president declared drought an emergency or a crisis, a national crisis. But in Tana River, very minimal has been done at the moment. So the people need at least the restocking. We need farmers to be supported with the seeds. We need farmers to be also supported. We have the biggest river in Kenya. So I don't understand why our people are still dying of hunger. When it comes to hunger, we are the first front line to complain. We need at least breeding ways of having cattle. We need to have livestock, new model of livestock business or livestock farming. We are still using the old method. So how do we ensure that we have alternative livelihoods for these people? When drought comes, when flood comes, how do we ensure we have an alternative source of livelihood for these people? I think in Tana River, what we need is just ensure that the people have been empowered enough, especially women and girls, to be empowered so that they can be able to economically support their households. Thank you.